The U.S. military isn't just strong in 2026, it's in a class entirely of its own. According to Global Firepower, America ranks number 1 in the world, again, for the 21st consecutive year. With a power index score of 0.0741, it leads ahead of Russia at 0.0791 and China at 0.0855. That gap might sound small in numbers, but in military reality, it represents the difference between a force that can project decisive power anywhere on Earth within hours, and forces that simply cannot match that reach, speed, or technological edge. And in 2026, that edge is not just being maintained, it is being widened. Because when it comes to raw firepower, defense funding, global reach, next-generation technology, and operational experience, no other country even comes close. Today we are breaking down exactly how the U.S. keeps its edge in 2026, from a record-breaking defense budget to unmatched air power, dominant naval strength, and a new generation of weapons that are rewriting the rules of warfare entirely. Let us start where military power always begins, with money. Money is the foundation of military power. It costs extraordinary sums to build, maintain, and operate a world-class military. From the 9-figure price tag on a single advanced fighter jet, to the billions required for satellite systems, nuclear submarines, and the training and salaries of over 1 million active duty service members. No country understands this better than the United States, and no country spends more. For fiscal year 2026, the United States has approved a defense budget of approximately $839 billion in discretionary military funding alone. When mandatory defense spending included in the reconciliation package is added, signed into law by President Trump on July 4, 2025, the total defense investment reaches an historic $961.6 billion. President Trump's original proposal called for a full $1.01 trillion national defense budget for fiscal year 2026, and the final enacted figures come remarkably close to that milestone. To put that in perspective, China's officially declared defense budget for 2026 is approximately $267 billion, according to Global Firepower's tracking, which places China second globally, well ahead of Russia at $213 billion. Germany, which has been forced under U.S. pressure to dramatically accelerate its military spending, sits fourth globally at $127 billion. India is fifth at approximately $109 billion. The simple arithmetic is devastating to any competitor. Even if you combine China's and Russia's defense budgets and doubled the result, the total would still fall short of American military investment. It gets even more striking when you zoom out. The United States spends more on defense than the next 8 or 9 countries combined. The IISS Military Balance 2026 report identifies the United States as the principal driver of global defense spending in 2026, describing its proposed FY26 budget as representing a historic milestone in peacetime military investment. And while independent analysts suggest China significantly underreports its actual defense spending, with estimates ranging from $374 billion to as high as $474 billion, when off-budget research, paramilitary funding, and procurement are properly included, even those higher figures still leave America's military investment in a category of its own. That money is not sitting in a bank account. Every dollar is being converted into the most advanced military technology ever assembled. Numbers alone do not win wars, but they matter. So let us look at exactly where the United States stands on manpower in 2026. The U.S. military maintains approximately 1.3 million active duty service members across all branches, placing it third globally, behind China's roughly 2 million and India's approximately 1.4 million. But complementing the active force, reserve, and National Guard components add approximately 790,000 additional trained personnel, bringing America's total force to just over 2.1 million highly trained men and women in uniform. The U.S. Army alone fields over 475,000 active duty soldiers, backed by 330,000 Army National Guard and 180,000 Army Reserve personnel. The Air Force fields approximately 322,000 active duty airmen. The Navy maintains around 340,000 active duty sailors, while the Marine Corps contributes approximately 178,000 of the most highly trained rapid response fighters on the planet. Add the rapidly expanding Space Force, the world's first independent space military service, and the picture is one of a fully integrated multi-domain fighting force with no equivalent anywhere on Earth. But the deeper truth about American military manpower is not about the numbers. It is about what those numbers can do. The United States operates some of the most rigorous and effective military training programs in history. From the Navy SEALs and Delta Force to the Green Berets and Marine Raiders, America's Special Operations Forces represent a qualitative advantage that no number of raw recruits can match. A single 12-man Special Forces A-team, operating with U.S. air support and intelligence, has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to shape the outcome of battles involving thousands of opposing soldiers. In 2026, that advantage is even more pronounced. American service members now train alongside AI-assisted systems, operate with real-time satellite intelligence feeds, and engage threats using targeting technology that simply does not exist in other militaries. Quantity matters, but quality is what wins. The U.S. Army in 2026 fields one of the most powerful ground forces ever assembled, not because of sheer numbers, but because of the technology, firepower, and operational doctrine behind every formation. The backbone of American land power remains the M1 Abrams main battle tank. Global firepower data places the U.S. total tank inventory at approximately 5,500 units in 2026. The primary variant in service is the M1A2 Abrams SEP V3, fitted with advanced composite armor, explosive protection systems, and an auxiliary power unit. A newer variant, the M1A2 SEP V4, is in development with even more advanced targeting optics and integration with the Army's emerging network architecture. China fields more tanks in total, approximately 6,800. Russia has around 5,750, but the headline numbers hide a more important story. The majority of Russia's tank inventory consists of aging T-72 variants that have demonstrated catastrophic vulnerability in active combat in Ukraine, where they have been destroyed in significant numbers by Western-supplied anti-tank systems. Russia's more modern T-14 Armada exists in small numbers and has seen no significant combat deployment. In armored vehicles, American dominance is overwhelming. The U.S. operates over 390,000 armored vehicles in total, more than India, China, and Russia combined. The fleet includes Bradley fighting vehicles with 25mm chain guns and TOW missile launchers capable of engaging enemy tanks at over 2 miles distance, Stryker armored vehicles for rapid urban operations, and a full range of engineering and support platforms. In artillery, the United States has historically lagged behind Russia and China in sheer numbers. Russia leads the world in self-propelled artillery systems, and China holds a significant numerical advantage in both towed and rocket artillery. However, the U.S. has been answering this gap with precision. The HIMARS, the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, proved absolutely decisive when deployed to Ukraine. In 2026, HIMARS remains one of the most battlefield-proven precision strike systems on Earth, and the U.S. continues to expand its long-range precision fires capacity as the Army's top modernization priority.
There is no domain in which American military superiority is more absolute than the air. In terms of total aircraft, The United States fields over 13,000 military aircraft across all branches, more than China and Russia combined. China operates approximately 33-0, Russia approximately 43-0. America's aircraft total is larger than theirs added together. The F-22 Raptor remains the most capable air superior ever built. Capable of supercruise, sustained supersonic flight without afterburners, with thrust vectoring, advanced stealth shaping, and sensor fusion technology, the F-22 operates in a performance envelope that no other fighter currently in service can match. The U.S. maintains approximately 180 of these aircraft in service. The F-35 Lightning II, with over 600 now in service across all three variants, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Navy, brings fifth-generation stealth and full sensor fusion to a multi-role platform that has also been sold to dozens of allied nations. No other country operates a fifth-generation stealth fighter in comparable numbers. China's J-20 and Russia's Su-57 are the nearest competitors, but neither has been produced in numbers approaching American capability, and neither carries the combat operational experience that the F-35 fleet is now accumulating. Then there is the B-21 Raider, the newest American stealth bomber, which began deliveries in late 2023 and has been entering operational service through 2025 and into 2026. The B-21 is designed to penetrate the most advanced air defense systems in the world, including those of China and Russia. Its full capabilities remain classified. What is publicly known is that it is designed to carry both conventional and nuclear weapons, to operate optionally without a crew, and to strike targets that no previous bomber could reliably reach. The B-2 Spirit, which the U.S. operates in a fleet of approximately 20, remains the most combat-proven stealth strategic bomber in history. In early 2026, B-2 Spirits flew what U.S. military leadership described as the largest operational B-2 strike mission in American military history, confirming that a platform designed in the Cold War era remains one of the most decisive weapons in the current arsenal. Supporting this entire aerial force, the United States operates a tanker fleet of approximately 466 aircraft, representing roughly 75% of the entire global aerial refueling capability. As of January 2026, approximately 105 KC-46A Pegasus next-generation tankers have been delivered or formally accepted. This tanker fleet is, in many ways, the hidden foundation of American global strike capability. It means that American aircraft can reach virtually any target on the planet, from bases inside the continental United States if required, without ever needing to touch foreign soil. The U.S. also operates over 900 military transport aircraft, dozens of specialized reconnaissance and electronic warfare platforms, and a helicopter fleet of over 5,000 rotary-wing aircraft, including more than 1,000 dedicated attack helicopters. If the sky belongs to America, the oceans are not far behind. China's Navy is, by total vessel count, the largest in the world, fielding over 730 ships and submarines. The United States Navy comes second, with approximately 299 deployable combat vessels. But numbers alone create a profoundly misleading picture. The United States operates 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carrier strike groups. Each one represents a deployable airbase capable of projecting more combat power than the entire air forces of most nations on Earth. China operates 3 carriers. Russia operates 1, which has experienced persistent mechanical failures and has yet to demonstrate meaningful operational capability. When a carrier strike group deploys, it does not sail alone. It brings with it guided missile cruisers, Arleigh Burke-class destroyers with Aegis combat systems carrying over 90 vertical launch cells of Tomahawk cruise missiles, and standard air defense missiles, attack submarines hunting any threat beneath the surface, and support vessels. A completely self-contained, mobile battle force capable of controlling enormous areas of ocean and projecting decisive power hundreds of miles inland. In destroyers, the United States leads the world with 91 Arleigh Burke-class ships. These are among the most capable multi-mission surface combatants ever put to sea. China has 50 destroyers. Russia has only 10. America also operates 9 amphibious assault ships, vessels that carry Marines, helicopters, and F-35 billion vertical landing fighters, giving the Marine Corps an independent power projection capability that no other ground force in the world possesses. China has 4 of these vessels, Russia has none. In submarines, the competition is closer, but still favors American capability. The United States operates 70 submarines total, 14 of which are Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines, each carrying up to 20 Trident IID-5 ballistic missiles armed with multiple independently targetable nuclear warheads. These submarines provide an essentially invulnerable second strike nuclear deterrent. The remaining 56 are fast attack submarines, the quietest and most capable in the world. Russia has 63 submarines, and China has 61. The U.S. Navy does face acknowledged challenges. The IISS Military Balance 2026 report explicitly notes a relative American naval decline compared to China in terms of shipbuilding pace, driven by chronic delays in American naval shipyards and insufficient industrial capacity. China is building its naval fleet faster than the United States can match. A new class of American frigates, the Constellation class, is under construction and expected to address gaps in smaller surface combatant numbers. But in terms of the force that exists today in 2026, in combat experience, technology, global reach, and the ability to project decisive power anywhere on Earth, the United States Navy remains without equal on any ocean. The United States military in 2026 is the most powerful, most technologically advanced, and most operationally experienced fighting force in human history. Its budget towers over every rival. Its air fleet is larger than its next 2 competitors combined. Its carrier fleet provides a force projection capability with no equivalent. Its nuclear arsenal ensures global deterrence. And its capabilities in space, cyber, and artificial intelligence operate in domains where most of the world is still decades behind. But power is never static. China is building its military faster than any nation in modern history, investing in 5th-generation stealth fighters, an expanding carrier fleet, the world's largest ballistic missile arsenal, and space and cyber capabilities that represent a genuine long-term strategic challenge. The IISS Military Balance 2026 report explicitly identifies Chinese military modernization as the principal driver of increased defense spending globally. Russia, despite the enormous strain of its grinding war in Ukraine, retains the world's largest nuclear arsenal, leads globally in artillery systems, and maintains real capabilities in submarines, electronic warfare, and long-range precision strike. As new technological domains emerge, hypersonic weapons, artificial intelligence, directed energy, autonomous systems, space warfare, the contest for military dominance is entering a new phase that even the most sophisticated defense budget cannot fully predict or fully prepare for. The United States is number 1, the data is clear, the operational record is unambiguous. The only real question, and it is a genuine one, is whether that will remain true a decade from now. Can you see another country closing the gap with the United States military in the years to come? Or is the advantage simply too large, too deep, and too technologically embedded to overcome?